What's going on, guys? I'm going to break down the main event of UFC Fight Night, Macau, China, between Petr Yan and Deiveson Figueirido, which takes place this Saturday. I'm going to go with Petr Yan in this one. I think that his elite striking and his defensive grappling are going to be what wins him this fight against Deiverson Figueirido. Petr Yan, he's a master of sport and boxing, which is kind of the equivalent to a black belt in a striking art. Very crispy hands, carries a lot of power in his hands, not afraid to throw low kicks. We saw in his last fight against Song Yadong, threw a lot of spinning techniques, a lot of dynamic kicks, spinning wheel kicks. He threw a hook kick that landed almost. So he's not just going to strike with Figueiredo. He's going to be mixing up all of his attacks. Figgy, not a bad striker in his own right. Has a lot of power, times his shots well. He just kind of throws looping shots. He's not really setting him up by any means, as much as just kind of lunging in with big power shots. I think that Petr Yan's going to be well aware of that coming in. I think he's going to be able to defend those shots very well. I think that if he does take a few of those, he's going to be able to eat it. Very good chin on Petr Yan. Very rarely have we seen him get rocked or even dropped in fights. So I just don't think Figgy is going to be the better technical striker than Petr Yan. I think Figgy's going to be trying to shoot a lot of takedowns. He's going to be throwing big punches, trying to push Yan against the cage, get his takedowns, try to work to his back, get submissions. We saw that be effective against Yan by other fighters, Aljamain Sterling, Merab Dvalishvili, in the most boring fight ever. I just think Yan's going to be, if not bigger, the same size as Figueiredo, and I just think he's going to have very good takedown defense going into this fight. You don't see a lot of people get him on the ground and hold him there. If anything, they'll get him down. He'll pop right back up, or they'll just hold him against the cage. So Jan's also got very good takedowns of his own. You see him shoot in takedowns under guys' punches, times them very well. We saw a bunch of good takedowns in his last fight against Song Yadong, who's just a much bigger guy. He lost the first round, but then started to find his range, find his timing, started to land the bigger shots, and kind of control the grappling exchanges as well. You saw Song Yadong, the bigger guy, he started to tire, whereas Yan, rarely does he tire. He's used to going 5 rounds. He doesn't carry a lot of extra weight for that weight class, so he can usually push a pretty steady pace consistently. I don't think I've ever seen him really tire in a fight. So I would give Yan the advantage in a kind of a grueling dogfight. He's used to these 5-round fights. He's been fighting at 135 longer against the bigger opponents. So I think that he'll be well versed there in his defensive grappling to kind of keep this on the feet where he holds the advantage. Like I said, I don't see Figgy taking him down. I think that the only way that you can beat Petr Yan is to just be a much taller, rangier striker like Sean O'Malley, and you can still argue that Yan won that fight, or just be somebody that's just going to be shooting takedowns like crazy, holding him up against the cage and just really trying to nullify his striking techniques. So Petr Yan, he's also the younger fighter here. He is 31, I think it is now. Yeah, 31. He's 5'7". He's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage over Figueiredo. He's been fighting in the UFC since he was like 25 and fighting top-tier competition. Beat Jose Aldo. He was beating the brakes off of Aljamain Sterling before that illegal knee, but beat Sandhagen, lost to Sterling by a split decision, lost to Sean O'Malley. You can argue he won that fight. Lost to Merab, who just kind of leaned against him the entire fight. So I just think that Jan's just going to be better everywhere in this fight, honestly. Coming into his prime at 31, Deiveson Figueirido, he's like 36, out of his prime. Didn't look the best in some of his most recent fights. If we look back at his last fight against Marlon Vera, was landing big shots against Marlon Vera. Not the most impressive performance. I feel like I think that Petr Yan would run through Marlon Vera I think that he would beat him up pretty badly. Cody Garbrandt was landing his own shots against Figueiredo, defending takedowns. We saw him go, 5 rounds with Brandon Moreno, but we also saw him getting tired in those fights as well. So I'm going to go with Petr Yan. I think he's going to be able to keep it standing. I think if Figueiredo starts to shoot, he's going to, be punishing him with uppercuts. We've seen him do that a lot in his fights. He's got very crispy uppercuts, was landing them. Landed a few of them against Song Yadong in his last fight. And also, he's going to have somewhat of the home field advantage. He trains out of Omsk, Russia. It's just going to be south of there in China, so roughly the same time zone. Figueiredo is going to be flying all the way across the world, fighting in, completely different country, somewhere he's never fought before. So I think Petr Yan, he's just the better fighter on the feet. In a pure grappling fight, I think that Deiveson Figueirido beats him. But I think Petr Yan's just too good on the feet. Great footwork. Manages the distance well. Times his shots. Times his takedowns well. Sees a lot of things coming. Sees takedowns coming. If he does get taken down, he's good at just going to all fours and just standing back up and not getting tired in the process. So I'm gonna go with Petr Yan in this one. I think he wins. I don't think he's gonna finish Figueiredo. Figueiredo's very tough. I don't see him really knocking him out by any means. I think that he kind of maybe gives up a round or two at the beginning of the fight. He kind of builds as a fighter, gets better as it goes on. So I definitely see him probably winning a decision. 3 rounds, probably wins 4 rounds. Wouldn't be surprised if he wins all 5 though. So gonna go with Petr Yan in this one. Pretty confident pick. Like both of these guys, I think this is gonna be probably one of the most technical fights we'll see from two of the best guys in that division. So gonna be an exciting matchup, but I'm going to go Petr Yan in this one. Thanks, guys.